Listen up, everyone. To respond to the platform's call to cut costs and boost efficiency for this month's payroll, our admin team stayed up 3 whole nights to develop a new courier wear and tear calculation system. Your order volume is good, but minus the 40% platform traffic cut and the hub dispatch fee.
That's a total ripoff! More than half is gone!
Hold on. Now comes the detailed management. According to the back-end tracking data, you ride on bumpy roads 8 times a day, deducting the e-bike tire public road friction fee, $500. The helmet reflective strip depreciated by 15%, deducting visual wear fee for reflective strips, $300. And the final item, stair climbing air consumption cost. Since you're the top earner, you climb the most stairs, and breathe the fastest, taking up too much public oxygen in the area, deducting stair climbing air consumption fee. Mr. King is being generous, rounding it off to leave you this. Alex Reed, come settle your pay. I was going to transfer it to you, but Mr. King said payday needs a sense of ceremony.
Just take it, Alex. Emily here calculates everything to the penny. It's what we call every penny counts. You should thank the hub for your orders. It lets you know that every single cent doesn't come easy.
Wow! Mrs. Sanders is so generous! Alex, the manager is teaching you some manners. Come on, hurry up and say thank you.
Thank you, Mr. King. Thank you, Mrs. Sanders. Tire friction and reflective strip wear. Stair climbing air fee. This lesson I have learned.
Good that you know. As for the electrical tape, I won't charge you for it. Take your time wiping it at home. If you scratch it, you can't spend it.
Don't worry, Mrs. Sanders. I'll keep it safe. This 10-cent lesson, I'll apply it 100-fold to my deliveries. Starting tomorrow, I'll also take this extreme compliance to the very end. I won't let the hub waste a single 1 cent. I'll go reflect on myself now, everyone. Paul Grant. 1 roll of tape equals $500. Richard King. 1 forced overtime equals fatigued driving, endangering public safety. Emily Sanders. Sunrise Motors cash out. Mrs. Sanders, your rules are really coming in handy. To show my appreciation, the first sacrifice will be your loyal lapdog, Paul Grant.
Listen up. New rule for Mrs. Sanders. To stop company theft. For every new thermal bag or repair tape, you must return the old core. And on that old core, there can't be any glue left. Is that clear?
That's way too strict! We're out in the sun and wind! How can we use the tape that perfectly?
Shut up! Anyone who dares to break this rule, or steals from the warehouse gets a $500 fine. Top courier is here. Where's the old core?
Dispatcher Grant, the zipper on my thermal bag is worn out. I'm requesting a new roll of tape.
Do you all see this? On this core, there's still some glue left. Do you call this completely clean? This is company property too. Request denied.
Okay.
Dispatcher Grant, Shaw is dedicated.
Mr. Grant, this way, please. Our $30,000 a month exclusive premium seafood delivery contract can be signed today.
Mr. Grant, let me get that.
Alex, Mr. Grant brought over these premium crab samples. The latch on this box is loose. Go get a roll of good tape and seal it up.
Site manager. According to the strict rule issued just 5 minutes ago, I can't get any tape.
What are you waiting for? Go get a good roll of tape. Make sure it's sticky. Seal it up for Mr. Grant.
Mr. King, Dispatcher Grant just told me. Mrs. Sanders gave strict orders. If my tape isn't completely used up, the supply room stays locked. I can't get any.
What kind of nonsense is that? Can't you bend the rules a little?
Bending the rules is neglecting my duty. Dispatcher Grant said, it's a $500 fine for every violation. Will you pay for it?
You! All right. These crabs here are still alive. They won't last long without oxygen. Just find anything you can and seal it up.
What
What is this piece of junk?
Mr. Grant, just press it down harder. Press a few more times, it might stick. After all, our hub is all about making the most of everything and strict cost control.
A contract for tens of thousands of dollars, and you can't even provide a good roll of tape. Richard King, looks like the others were right. Your delivery hub is just an empty shell. The deal is off.
Mr. Grant! Alex Reed! Are you fucking doing this on purpose? Couldn't you do it for the hub and sacrifice that $500? That was a huge order worth $30,000 a month.
Mr. King, you know the situation. This cup cost $10. Throwing it is intentional destruction of hub property.
You want me to pay for it?
Chapter 10, Article 3, Damage to public property requires full compensation. This cup cost $10. Dispatcher Grant, note it down. Deduct $10 from Mr. King's next dividend. Also, the cleaning fee for the crab. Add that in too. If you don't deduct it, then it's your negligence. Dispatcher Grant.
Fine. You want to settle accounts with me? Then let's settle them properly today. This order fell through today. So to make up for the loss, everyone today will pull an all-nighter delivering orders. Take all those unwanted, long-distance garbage orders. If you don't hit the target, no one gets any fucking rest.
Stop your complaining. The boss is letting you earn money. Anyone who logs off early is ignoring the big picture. Mrs. Sanders?
Right. Tonight is a punishment for failing to meet your targets. The center won't provide free midnight snacks or charging subsidies. After all, it's because of your poor teamwork today that we lost the order.
It was clearly the tape's fault.
Who said that? I'm docking your pay.
Listen up, all of you. Tonight, everybody better get moving. By tonight, I want to see 300 completed orders. Especially you, Alex. If you don't hit your target, tomorrow, you can forget about a good shift. Alex, what are you doing? Alex Reed, what are you doing?
Mr. King, it's exactly midnight. The platform's anti-fatigue mechanism is active. I've logged off.
What I just said. Are you deaf? I said, until the orders are done, no one rests.
Mr. King, it's not that I don't want to. According to the strict site rules, Chapter 9, Section 2, without the admin manager Emily Sanders' written approval, taking extra orders means any charging costs must be paid by the rider. If the site chargers are used, it's considered stealing the site's electricity. Mrs. Sanders, my overnight request, did you approve it?
Well, this is an absolute order from the manager.
Does a direct order grant an exemption? You said in the workgroup chat before, during non-working hours, using the site's electricity is considered freeloading. Plus, I don't want to be an electricity thief, and I don't want to be fined $500 by Mrs. Sanders tomorrow.
Get out! Get the hell out of here!
All right, Mr. King, but I must remind you. According to traffic safety laws and platform regulations, forcing everyone to drive fatigued, I've recorded that order. If tonight, anyone crashes due to driving tired, not only will insurance deny the claim, but it'll be under your orders, endangering public safety. Can you handle prison time all by yourself? Everyone. I don't want to steal electricity, nor do I want to work myself to death. See you tomorrow.
Tomorrow at the West Side Seafood Wholesale Market, that $20,000 expedited shipping bid, find a way to void it. I have big plans for it.
Mrs. Sanders, this is from last Friday on a delivery. The hub's parking lock suddenly popped up, damaging my motorcycle. Here's the repair shop's damage report and my invoice. It totals $1,200. I'd like to get reimbursed.
Alex, don't you know the rules? The invoice says West Side Delivery Hub, but it doesn't specify 44 Norman Street.
The tax ID and company name match exactly. It meets the IRS reimbursement standards.
The IRS is the IRS. But I run things here. My rules are the rules. Who knows if you took someone else's bogus repair bill to cash out here? Go get it reissued. If you can't, you pay this $1,200 out of your own pocket. Our hub doesn't feed leeches. What? Does it hurt? Then get your ass out there and take orders. Do 200 more deliveries and you'll make it right back.
You're right, Mrs. Sanders. The hub doesn't feed bloodsuckers. As for this $1,200, just consider it me treating you to coffee on behalf of Mr. King.
What trick are you playing now?
Nothing. Just building my chain of evidence. Mrs. Sanders, you just used personal reasons to reject official tax invoices and maliciously destroyed an employee's reimbursement receipt. I've synced it all to the cloud. Oh, right, Mrs. Sanders. And with that previous 10 cents payslip, your suspected embezzlement and financial fraud puzzle is coming together nicely. Mrs. Sanders, your nails look beautiful. I hope when you're on the inside, you'll still get a chance to do them.
Nobody touches this big fan. Mrs. Sanders' new rule, to save commercial electricity. Unless it is over 40 degrees Celsius, no one touches the fan. Violators will be fined $500.
Welcome, Mr. Lawson.
Where's Richard King? Tell him to come out here to go over the fresh produce local delivery bills for the second half of the year. I'm roasting. Why isn't the fan even on?
Mr. Lawson, the site manager, went out to run an errand. He'll be right back. Alex, what are you standing around for? Hurry up and turn the fan on for Mr. Lawson.
Dispatcher Grant, according to Mrs. Sanders' energy-saving rules from last night, the current temperature is 39.9 degrees. It hasn't reached the 40-degree mark. This seal can't be removed.
Are you out of your mind? 39.9 degrees is just 0.1 degree away from 40. I bring you guys 200 to 300 grand a year, and I can't even get a fan turned on?
Yes. Alex, are you crazy? This is Mr. Lawson. Rules are dead, but people are alive. Hurry up and turn on the fan for Mr. Lawson.
Mr. Lawson, I'd love to turn it on for you, but I'm just a contractor whose monthly pay has been docked to $0.1. If I tear off this seal today, Mrs. Sanders will deduct $500 straight from my food money next month. Mr. Lawson, if you feel hot, you can go out and turn left to the convenience store next door for AC. But as long as you're here, 0.1 degrees short is a violation.
Fine. Richard King trained a great employee, being so stingy over an electricity bill. I bet this dump of a hub is shutting down soon.
Mr. Lawson, please calm down.
You don't even treat your employees and clients like human beings. What a garbage franchise. I'm pulling my local delivery business.
Mr. Lawson, please don't.
$300,000. A $300,000 order, all because of a stupid fan. Mr. Lawson posted online saying our hub is out of money, and we can't even pay for electricity. The other two carriers are hounding me now, demanding early payments. Alex, are you trying to ruin me?
I'm not the one who ruined the hub. It was that 0.1 degree difference.
Don't use my rules as an excuse. Those rules are meant for you low-level couriers. Mr. Lawson is a VIP. Don't you know your place?
According to the Employee Handbook, Chapter 3, Article 1, everyone is equal under the rules. Any breaking of the energy-saving seal is a disciplinary offense. Mrs. Sanders, you read this yourself at last week's meeting.
Cut the bullshit! I'm firing you right now for severely damaging the company's interests. Get out. Get the hell out of here. Alex, I don't blame you for today. You're a tough guy who plays by the rules. I admire that. But I will never work with Richard King, a guy who skimps on electricity. He's a greedy crook.
You can fire me. But according to labor laws, illegal termination requires severance pay. I did the math. It's about $60,000. More importantly, if I get fired now, right after, Mr. Lawson will send this screenshot to the regional manager. Will the platform think I'm the one hurting the company? Or that you, Richard King, deliberately cut budgets and caused a PR disaster?
Are you threatening us, Mrs. Sanders?
I'm helping you avoid a PR disaster. Mr. Lawson's order is gone, but tomorrow's deliveries must go on. Mrs. Sanders, I'm off to deliver.
This is outrageous. This is outrageous. My God. That $20,000 urgent bid document. Why haven't you delivered it yet? Seafood City closes the bidding at 1 p.m. My stupid bike is dead. Forgot to charge it while gaming last night. Hey, you. Give me your battery. I've got a huge order to deliver.
You're David Wright, right? This battery is tied to my ID. Under fire safety rules and strict personal use policies, a registered battery cannot be lent out.
You throwing some stupid rules at me? Do you know who I am? I'm the site manager's nephew. Once this bid goes through, the hub gets a cut of almost $2,000. Now get out of my way! Hey Alex, look at the big picture. If David can't deliver this bid, Seafood City will deduct $20,000 from the deposit. Look, Alex, think of the big picture.
If David can't deliver this bid, Seafood City will dock a $20,000 deposit. How about you lend your battery to David, and I'll give you $10 for the charge.
Dispatcher Grant, this isn't about $10. According to the new rules Mrs. Sanders set up, whoever takes the battery is held entirely accountable for any safety risks during its use. David doesn't have a health certificate, no courier insurance, and no real name verification in the system. If he uses my battery and it combusts on the road, or if he hits someone, when the bosses look into it, the one responsible for the battery is me, Alex Reed. Besides, my paycheck from last month was only 10 cents. The tens of thousands of dollars in fines. Are you going to pay that for me, David?
Quit trying to fucking scare me! It's not going to catch fire that easily.
What's the noise? What's all this noise? Stop arguing. The bidding deadline is almost here. Why hasn't it been delivered yet?
Uncle, this guy refuses to lend me his battery. I think he's trying to ruin our bid on purpose.
Alex Reed, what the hell is your problem? You ruined Mr. Lawson's order, and now you're holding up Seafood City's bid. You're doing this on purpose to mess with our hub, aren't you? I order you to give him the battery right now. I'll take the blame if anything happens.
Words aren't enough, Mr. King. Since you're taking legal liability, please handwrite a battery loan liability waiver and stamp it with the hub's seal.
We have 15 fucking minutes until the deadline. Where would I get a seal right now?
Since there's no seal or waiver, the transfer of liability is invalid. Sorry, I just follow the rules. I am not lending this battery out.
He locked it. What do we do now?
David, listen to me. I don't care what you have to do. Even if you have to push the bike, you get that bid delivered. You hear me?
I'm doomed. I'm out of time.
The bidding deadline has already passed.
What?
$20,000. Alex, this is all your fault. I'm going to deduct this $20,000 right out of you. Alex, you still have the nerve to come back. If you hadn't held on to that battery, David would have fucking delivered it. Let me tell you, this $20,000 fine will be deducted from your performance bonus.
Mr. King, the platform issued a warning letter this afternoon. The platform has already made the deduction. According to the Labor Act, you have no right to fine employees more than 20% of their monthly salary. Not to mention, under the fire safety regulations, my actions were compliant, not a violation. If you desperately need this $20,000 to cover the hole in the petty cash, you can check with the back office. After all, Mrs. King is a Mai playing mahjong, and the key is still in her bag.
You! Richard King. The platform just hit you with a $20,000 penalty. The whole town knows about it. You owe me for this month that $15,000 battery rental fee. I want it all in cash today. Or else, I'll have someone pull the plug on all your charging cabinets. Mike, let go first. Mike, I have the money. It's in the office. I'll go get it right now. Paul.
Mr. King,
Where the hell is Emily? Why isn't she answering her phone?
Mr. King, she went to the Red Wave card room to play mahjong this afternoon. Her phone has been off. Only she has the key.
We can't wait. That stupid woman. Go. Get me the fire axe.
Okay. Mr. King.
Chop it down. Tonight. If we don't get the money tonight, the whole hub will shut down. Chop. Chop.
Wait.
Mr. King, do you know how many years you'll get if you swing that axe? Wait, Mr. King, you know if you swing that axe, how many years you'll get?
Alex, stay out of this. Mr. King told me to do it. It's his property.
Let me correct you. According to the Commerce Registry, the legal representative is Emily Sanders. It holds the site's petty cash and the courier's deposits. Under Article 275 of the criminal law, intentionally damaging company property is punishable by 3 to 7 years in prison. If the account books inside are damaged, you'll face an additional charge for destroying accounting records. Mr. King, the order you gave to break the door, I've already backed it up to the cloud. If you still insist on having Paul swing that axe, Paul will be the prime culprit, and you'll be the instigator.
I'm out. I'm not even married yet. I don't want to go to jail.
You jinx! Are you trying to watch this hub die? And you piece of trash, get lost. I'll do it myself.
Mr. King. Site manager, go ahead and chop. The second you do, I'll hit the emergency button. And then, inspection will be here in 7 minutes. After 7 minutes, you'll never be able to work in delivery again.
That's enough, Richard. Drop the act. You don't even have the guts to chop it. You really are broke. Mark, unplug all the charging cabinets out in the yard. Lock up all the batteries. No one opens them without my word. Mike, give me one more night. Just one more night. I'll definitely get your money tomorrow. Mike!
Site manager.
Remind the morning shift tomorrow to charge somewhere else.
You!
Rules are rules. No breaking the law, right?
You!
Such bad luck today. Miss King from next door won 3 huge hands against me. I lost $2,000. Rich, give me some money. I'm gonna win it back tomorrow. Rich, are you crazy?
You lost $2,000. Do you even realize that because you took the keys to play Mahjong, Mike unplugged all the charging cabinets? The hub has to shut down tomorrow, and you want to win it back? Why are you yelling?
It's just a cabinet. Just smash it open. Are you even a man? Smash it!
That bastard Alex Reed is holding recording equipment and filming everything. Smash it? I'll go to jail if I do. It's all because of your stupid rules. You've pushed me to a dead end.
Mrs. Sanders, it's time to sign for your death warrant. Mrs. Sanders, here are the expense reports from the couriers last month, 68 in total. According to your rules, you must verify them in person before we can process them.
Leave them there. Can't you see I'm busy? Why do I have to sign every little thing? Are you all useless?
First one, Tom Wright. E-bike tire repair receipt, $5. Dated the 4th of last month at 2 p.m.
Enough, shut up. Stop droning on.
According to the internal red line policy, expense receipts must be verified in person. If you don't verify them, I'll just stand right here and read them to you one by one. Second one, Mark Lawson, reflective strip replacement.
All right. I don't have time for this. Get out.
Thanks for your hard work, Mrs. Sanders. Your signature is truly beautiful today.
Alex, there's a customer in the next town. A courier spilled their soup during delivery. They complained to the Consumer Protection Agency. The local manager can't handle it. Go over there and sort it out.
Mr. King, that's 40 miles away. I'm requesting travel reimbursement.
Reimbursement is fine, but Emily Sanders gave strict orders yesterday.
Alex, Mrs. Sanders just issued the extreme travel cost policy. All travel assignments must use the absolute lowest cost transportation and accommodation. Violators will pay the difference and be fined $1,000.
You can go, Alex. The bus costs $40. If you dare to take the bus, I'll fine you $1,000. Don't you love playing by the rules? I'll let those rules destroy you today.
I fully support Mrs. Sanders' extreme travel cost policy. Don't worry, Mr. King. I'll keep the cost to an absolute minimum.
Must be done before 5 p.m. If not done, you'll be fired for absenteeism. Alex, it's fucking 4 p.m. Where the hell are you? The customer is smashing tables at the Consumer Protection Agency.
Mr. King, I am strictly following the company's cost control policy. It's 60 kilometers away. The bus costs $40. I'm riding a shared bike. It'll take another 2 hours.
Riding a bike? Are you fucking crazy? Do you have any idea if the Consumer Protection Agency files a case, the station will be fined $10,000. 10 grand. Take a fucking cab right now. Right this second.
No way. A cab costs $150. According to the rules, I'd have to pay out of pocket, and also face a $1,000 fine. If you want an exception, Mr. King, you need to have Emily Sanders send me a written special approval.
You!
Mr. King, as for this $10,000 fine, consider it my treat for a nice meal. Ma'am, what's the cheapest way to spend the night?
Private room is $120. The hall is $60.
I'll take the hall, and give me a receipt. Make it out to West Side Delivery Center. Strictly executed Mrs. Sanders' extreme travel cost policy. Bike share across county for 60 kilometers, took 6 hours, cost $10. Stayed in a public bathhouse hall, cost $60. Total, $70. Saved $130 compared to regular travel expenses.
He saved $130 and got us fined $10,000. That bastard is just a complete psycho.
Rich, we can't let him keep doing this. He's using my own rules to stab us in the back.
I'm sending a message right now. I'm rejecting his $70 reimbursement request. Without prior approval, choosing inefficient transport, causing massive losses. Reimbursement denied. Hub-wide disciplinary warning.
Here's the recording of Dispatcher Grant reading the extreme travel cost policy. Article 8 clearly states, focus only on the lowest cost, ignoring the time taken. If you refuse to reimburse me, I'll take this recording and my receipts to the Labor Bureau tomorrow and sue the hub for withholding expenses.
$10,000. Because of his damn shared bike, the hub's revenue was docked $10,000. The way Richard looks at me is like he wants to kill me. Paul, you have to find a way to get rid of him.
Emily, I've observed him. Today at noon, when Alex went out to eat, his computer was never locked. In the client chat group, the owner of Seafood City had a falling out with us, right? If we use Alex's account to send Seafood City extortion messages...
Extorting a major client. That's a red line for the platform. A level 1 violation. We can just call the cops to arrest him. Exactly! Not to mention getting him fired.
And we won't have to pay a single cent in severance. Emily, just leave this to me. You just need to distract him for 10 minutes.
At 1:30 p.m., Mr. King will be in the main office meeting the investor's compliance auditor.
That's when you make your move. I want Alex to be completely ruined. In front of the auditor. Alex, go to the basement warehouse. Count all the scrapped delivery boxes from last month. Right now.
Mrs. Sanders, it's my lunch break now.
I make the rules. Office spot checks can happen anytime. Go, or I dock your attendance bonus.
Let the games begin.
Director Reed. Director Reed, you can rest assured, the professionalism of our staff here is absolutely the best in the city, and our customer satisfaction, well... What's going on with the TV? Who the hell is casting this?
Listen, you think canceling the partnership is it? Immediately send to this account a $20,000 protection fee, or I'll send someone every day to poison your seafood tanks and ruin you completely.
Mr. King,
Is your top-tier staff professionalism just extorting customers online?
Whose fucking account is this? Alex Reed. Is this lunatic trying to rebel? Paul Grant, what are you doing?
Mr. King, no, it wasn't me. It was Alex's account.
I saw it clearly from my office. You typed it out word by word.
Mr. King, it was Emily. Emily made me do it. She gave me $500 to use Alex's account to send the extortion message. She wanted to fire him.
Bullshit! You're framing me. You're the one who hated Alex. You wanted revenge. This has nothing to do with me. Where's the proof? Do you have proof?
Emily, you're selling me out. That $500 is still in my drawer.
Forget about the payoff. Under Article 274 of the Criminal Code, extorting company property in large amounts carries up to 3 years in prison. You two have committed a real criminal offense. Also, before Mr. King walked in 3 minutes ago, I already called the West Side Police Station.
Who called the cops? Someone is suspected of hacking the system and extortion. Officer.
I did. Here's the security footage of Paul Grant's crime, the screen recording and chat logs as solid evidence.
No! I'm not going! Mrs. Sanders, save me! You put me up to this! Mr. King, help me! You evil bitch, you'll rot in hell!
Alex, you!
Mrs. Sanders, how does it feel to lose your scapegoat? You spent just $500 to raise a loyal dog who'll rot in jail. What a bargain.
Director Reed!
Mr. King, your hub's internal management is nothing but a sickening farce. The platform will never entrust a multi-million-dollar partnership to a franchisee like you, suspected of extorting customers and framing internal staff.
Director Reed, this is all a misunderstanding. This is all just the actions of an individual. Please give us one more chance. This contract, we can't just let it go.
I have an 8 p.m. flight back to headquarters tonight. Don't bring up the partnership again.
This is all your fault! Because of your stupid $500 idea, the multi-million-dollar contract is gone. I'm gonna kill you! I'll kill you!
Rich, let go!
Look outside, it's about to pour! She'll be stuck in the lounge for a few hours. If we send someone to the airport now, have her sign a wager guarantee, there's still hope.
Mr. King, I'm here for a helmet.
Alex, you caused this mess. So you can clean it up. Take this guarantee and go to the airport right now. Even if you have to kneel, you get Director Reed to sign this.
Site manager. I can go to the airport, but there's a red alert right now. Riding a bike on the overpass is illegal and life-threatening. The weather is terrible. I'm requesting to take a rideshare. A rideshare to the airport will have a $3 surge pricing. The estimated cost is $300. I'm requesting reimbursement.
Fine, $300 it is. As long as you get that signature, I'd even pay $3,000. Now go!
Site manager, your verbal promise doesn't count for reimbursement. Besides, Emily Sanders, the back office supervisor, must personally initiate a special travel request on DingTalk before I can expense this huge amount.
What rideshare? $300? Are you robbing us? My extreme travel cost policy, did you just ignore it? Not a single cent of the budget will be approved for you. You either take the bus or pay out of your own pocket.
At a time like this, you're still sweating $300.
I'm not crazy. He's just trying to fleece the hub. I won't approve it.
Where the hell are you? The flight leaves in 40 minutes. Director Reed is already through security. Did you get a ride yet?
Site manager, Mrs. Sanders already denied my ride request in the group chat. To strictly enforce her extreme travel cost policy, I chose the lowest cost option, the night bus. Fare is $2.
The bus? The bus to the airport goes halfway around the city. It takes 2.5 hours. You better... Get off and take a cab right now. $300. I'll pay it out of my own pocket.
No way, site manager. Rules can't just be ignored. If I take a cab, not only will I not get reimbursed, I'll also face a $1,000 fine. I will absolutely not let the company take on any unnecessary financial burden.
Waiting for the bus? The road ahead is closed. It'll probably be another half hour.
Did you hear that, site manager? The road is closed. I will keep waiting for the bus. I absolutely won't spend an extra cent of the hub's money. Reporting to Mr. and Mrs. King, I've strictly followed the extreme travel cost policy. After a bumpy 4-hour bus ride, I've arrived at the airport. Even though the bus detour cost us Director Reed's multi-million-dollar contract, I successfully saved the hub $300 in rideshare surge fees. Admin, please process my $2 bus ticket. No need to thank me, just doing my job.
Alex, let me tell you, because you were late yesterday, taking the bus on purpose, you blew a multi-million-dollar contract. I'm officially notifying you. You're fired. Pack your stuff and get out.
Did you all see that? This is what happens when you ignore the big picture.
Manager, are you sure you want to cite severe damage to company interests to unilaterally fire me?
I'm sure. Not only am I firing you, I'll make sure every carrier in the city blacklists you. You'll starve in this industry.
Since you unilaterally illegally terminated my employment contract, let's do the math. I've been working here for 3 years and 2 months. According to Section 67 of the Labor Act, illegal termination of an employment contract requires double compensation. That's 2N plus 1. Mr. King, are you ready for bankruptcy? The estimated cost is $105,000. Mr. King, I've been working here for 3 years. I get less than 2 days off a month, working more than 12 hours a day. According to the back-end's clock-in records, you owe me holiday pay, overtime, and delayed overtime pay, estimated at $62,000. Mr. King, you told us when we joined that you'd pay our Social Security, but now you claim couriers are gig workers as an excuse not to pay. Now, I demand the unpaid benefits in cash. $17,500. Grand total, $184,500. Mr. King, Venmo, PayPal, or a direct bank transfer?
Are you out of your fucking mind? You're just a lousy delivery guy, and you want N+1 severance from me? Do you have proof of overtime? Your work records, your attendance records. I can access the system anytime and wipe them all clean.
You want to extort us? Not gonna happen. Let me tell you the truth. Your contract was signed with a third-party agency. Our hub is definitely not your employer. Go ahead and sue. See if the labor board even cares.
The temp agency was just a front. The actual employer, handling attendance and payroll, is both you and Emily. You managed it together, which establishes a real employment relationship. This is my arbitration claim. It clearly includes screenshots of every order I took and the system records.
Worthless piece of paper. Let me tell you, today, you're not getting a single cent. Security. Throw this little shit out.
Mr. King, tearing up a copy is meaningless. Now I'm going to show you all how to use the law to get your hard-earned money back.
Look at this. It says here, the accident insurance deducted every month. The boss didn't even pay for it. It all went into Mrs. Sanders' private account. And this! Stair climbing allowance. It was supposed to be $2 per order. The back office hacked the system and changed it to $0.5.
It's all fake. Don't look. It's Alex. Alex is tricking you. Don't believe him.
Rich, I broke my leg in a crash last month, and you told me it was my own fault, so insurance wouldn't cover it. Turns out you never even bought it for me.
The interest is paid off. But the principal, I'll collect it in person. In prison.
Alex! Alex, get your ass back here. You ruined everything I built. I'll make you pay for this.
Minus the stair-climbing air fee, you're left with 10 cents.
No one leaves until the quota is met. I'll take the blame for driver fatigue.
Breathing air fee. What kind of cyber landlord is this? Even capitalists would weep. Investigate. Must investigate thoroughly. Working class people have it so hard. This guy is so sharp. Heartless Mrs. Sanders. Doesn't that knockoff bag bought with the courier's blood money burn your hands? Get ready for prison.
It's over. It's all over. How did it blow up like this?
Due to the Westside franchise hub causing severe negative publicity, we permanently revoke this hub's carrier qualifications. Halt all new orders and force all system interfaces offline.
Qualifications revoked. Millions of dollars in franchise fees.
It's over. It's all over. Everything's gone.
Richard King, Emily Sanders. We received a formal complaint that your center is suspected of faking invoices, embezzling funds, evading taxes, and serious Labor Act violations. Please hand over all your financial records and come with us for investigation.
Sir, I am innocent. It was all her. She's the financial rep. All the insurance bills, tax invoices, and payrolls. Emily Sanders signed them all. I'm just a simple operations guy. I don't know anything.
Bullshit, Richard King. That is your center. The money went straight into your pocket.
Who is responsible? The evidence will decide. Emily Sanders, this $50,000 invoice was signed by you, right? Our investigation shows Sunrise Motors is a shell company. This is solid proof of cooking the books.
Richard King, just to save yourself? You're throwing me under the bus? Fine. Keep dreaming.
Officer, you see this? She's acting like a mad dog, just snapping at everyone. The hub's internal policies, she set them. The signatures, she signed them. The stamps, she stamped them. I don't even have the warehouse keys. So what does this have to do with me, right?
Take her away.
I'm not going! Arrest him! Arrest Richard King! He put me up to this!
Move.
Richard King, you heartless bastard. You threw me under the bus. You think you can get away with this?
Save it for the station. Richard King, you're coming with us too. Move. Emily Sanders, you're allowed. A 10-minute phone call.
Thank you. Thank you. Alex, you bastard. You purposely slipped that $50,000 fake invoice into my repair receipts, didn't you? This is fraud. You framed me. I'm gonna sue you.
Mrs. Sanders, you can eat whatever you want, but watch what you say. Those 68 death warrants, you wrote every single one with your own hands. It's in black and white. Who else can you blame?
You set me up. You think this is enough to convict me? Let me tell you, the most I'll get is negligence. Negligence?
Mrs. Sanders, you don't seem to get it. Check your WeChat. This is Sunrise Motors transaction history from the past 3 years. Every falsely claimed battery purchase eventually flowed into a private account ending in 0988. That account belongs to your brother. Embezzlement and fake invoices. For a massive amount. Mrs. Sanders, do you think Mr. King will spend millions of dollars to hire a lawyer to save you?
Balance the books. The tax bureau only gave us 3 days. Tonight, even if you write till your hands fall off, you must fill this $50,000 hole and balance it.
Balance it? How am I supposed to balance it? Alex already turned in all the transaction records. They all have my signatures on them.
You have the nerve to mention signatures? Who told you to just sign whatever? Emily Sanders, let me tell you, if this whole thing blows up, you are going to take the fall for it alone. Do you hear me?
Take the fall? Why should I take the fall? You told me to embezzle the money. The down payment for the Range Rover, the money for your mistress, all of that came from this.
Shut up! Where's the proof? You're just saying I put you up to it. Who's gonna believe that? Your name is all over those records. Emily Sanders, let me tell you, if you don't take the fall, we're both going down. Right now, find me $5,000 in voided receipts and balance those books. Do you hear me?
I signed all of them. I signed all of them. Richard King started plotting against me 3 years ago. Trying to make me take the fall alone and save your own skin? Dream on. Richard King, if I go down, I'm taking you with me. Rich, I thought it through last night.
Thought what through? Are the books balanced?
I can't balance them. The IRS has already verified that Sunrise Motors is a shell company. If I go in, it's 5 years minimum. I can take all the blame myself. After I go in, you'll have to send a monthly allowance to my brother on time.
Emily, if only you'd figured this out sooner, everything would be fine. As long as you insist that you acted alone to pay off gambling debts and cook the books yourself, don't worry. While you're inside, I'll definitely get you the best lawyer and take good care of your family.
But, Rich, that being said, back when we discussed faking those battery invoices, you said yourself the money was meant to bribe the platform's regional manager. You haven't forgotten that, right?
Emily, did playing all that mahjong fry your brain?
What do you mean?
Well, what bribing regional managers? What fake invoices? All my life, I, Richard King, have been honest and upright. When did I ever give such an order? It was all you, Emily Sanders. You're a gambling addict. To pay off your card room debts, you abused your position, cooked the books, and secretly transferred the hub's petty cash. As a victim kept completely in the dark, not suing you is already generous enough.
Richard, you bastard! You won't even leave me a single way out. You want to fight me? You're way too green.
Go turn yourself in. Beg for leniency.
Alex! Is everything ready?
All set. The first copy goes to the inspection division, along with Emily Sanders' original cash embezzlement records. The other copy goes to the platform headquarters ethics committee.
Great job. How are things with Richard King?
Exactly like the saying, every man for himself. He thinks by pinning the cooked books on Emily Sanders, he can get off scot-free.
Then this is the final gift we have for him. The platform headquarters tech department just recovered the data from 3 years ago that Richard King completely deleted from the intranet.
Thanks for having my back, Director Reed. Soon, the West Side Delivery Hub. will be no more.
Freeze! Hands off the computer.
Officer, is there some kind of mistake? My wife, Emily Sanders, already went to the station to turn herself in.
Officer, I'm reporting him. I'm reporting him on the record. Richard King is the mastermind. I have recordings. He didn't admit it just now. But I have recorded him many times as proof he forced me to cook the books. Rich, about this 500 grand. Are we really writing fake invoices? That's a huge amount.
Follow the process. If anything happens, I've got you. Officer, you call this evidence? When I said follow the process, I meant for her to strictly follow the company's proper reimbursement procedure. Who knew she would secretly issue those fake invoices? Emily Sanders, you venomous woman. Just to save yourself, you're actually framing your own husband.
Richard King, that's bullshit. You knew damn well they were fake. Officer, please believe me. Richard King ordered me to do it.
This recording is only supplementary. It can't directly prove Richard King ordered the crime or serve as direct evidence.
Officer, the innocent stay innocent. Since there's no hard evidence proving I was involved in financial fraud, then am I free to get back to work?
Site manager, no need to rush back to work. Are you trying to destroy the other USB drive? Officer, I'm Alex Reed, a witness. I am submitting direct evidence that Richard King orchestrated a multi-million-dollar embezzlement scheme.
What the hell are you talking about? You're just a lousy delivery boy. Where would you get evidence?
This is from 3 years ago, when Richard King used the platform's internal encrypted email to send an attachment to Emily Sanders. Now, it has been fully recovered by the security tech department at platform headquarters. It clearly states that Emily Sanders used the depreciation difference from courier battery replacements to make monthly deposits into account 0988, which Richard King was fully in charge of. The sign-off also has Richard King's personal signature.
Richard King. Karma. This is your karma.
Richard King, the evidence is solid. You're suspected of major financial crimes. Please come with us.
Alex Reed, you win. Are you satisfied? Let me tell you, this industry is cutthroat. You took me down today, but tomorrow they'll destroy you. There are other contractors out there.
Don't you worry about me. No matter how cutthroat this business gets, I will never cross the line. You just stay in there and enjoy your time behind bars. Take some time to reflect on what the Labor Act really means.
Save it. Get in.
Screw these rules! The bully got busted!
We're free!
The top rider quits, and this is all you're taking?
What's mine, I'll take every penny. What isn't mine, I won't touch a single thread. Director Reed, what can I do for you?
Let's properly introduce ourselves. Regional Risk Control Director, Jessica Reed. The West Side Delivery Hub incident has alarmed headquarters, so we decided to set up a lower-tier market undercover compliance team. We need someone like you, who knows the ground rules and acts without hesitation. A cleaner. We share the same last name, and you have an unyielding spirit, so I trust you.
You want me to bust franchise violations? Director Reed, you've seen my methods. Once I find an issue, no matter how much profit is at stake, I will never compromise. Director Reed, can you handle the fallout?
I don't like people who compromise. Triple your salary, maxed out full benefits. Tomorrow at 9 a.m., Headquarters Tower. Report to the 18th floor.
To improve customer experience, I suggest in the Courier app, we introduce a smile check-in algorithm. The system automatically takes a photo during delivery. If they don't show an 8-tooth smile, the system will automatically deduct 50% of the courier's commission as a service deduction fee. According to the newly enacted gig worker protection regulations, platforms are forbidden from using algorithms to impose hidden fines. Inspector Reed, this is an innovation to improve service quality. You're seriously hindering the company's growth. 6 months ago, there was a similar franchisee who used innovations to exploit couriers. He invented what he called a breathing wear and tear fee. His name is Richard King. The trial verdict just came down. Corporate embezzlement. He got 8 years. Mr. Gordon, do you want to repeat his mistakes? Or do you want to go in and be his cellmate?
Inspector Reed is right. This proposal is rejected. Meeting adjourned.
Director Reed, I need half a day off. Today. It's time to settle one last score.
Okay.
It's you. What are you doing here? Here to laugh at me?
Laugh at you? Mrs. Sanders, you think too highly of yourself. I came here today to do my final handover.
Handover for what? You've already ruined my whole life. Richard King blamed everything on me in court. I got sentenced to 6 years. 6 years!
You made these rules yourself. I just enforced them strictly. But when I left, I noticed I took something that belonged to the hub as a backup voucher. Mrs. Sanders, this tape, I didn't tear it. You told me to keep it safe.
Take it! Take it away! No.
Didn't you tell me to be grateful and keep it safe? I've kept it safe until now, just waiting to return it. Despite inflation these past 6 months, maybe this 10 cents can help you buy a hair tie in here. Oh, sorry, I forgot. It looks like you don't need a hair tie anymore.
Give it back! Give me my money back! My designer knockoffs! My mansion! Alex Reed, you monster! Rot in hell!
Inmate 087, quiet. Any more trouble and the visit is over. Monster? No. I'm just a reflection of the rules. When you use absurd rules to crush people's dignity, you should have known that one day, those same rules would destroy you. Mrs. Sanders, you still have 5.5 years left. Enjoy rotting in here.
Alex Reed, you bastard! You bastard! I'm gonna kill you!
Old scores settled?
Settled. With interest.
Get in. This afternoon at HQ, there's another meeting about the Courier's Rainstorm Subsidy final review. Inspector Reed, your battlefield still awaits.
It really does. In this world full of schemes and rules, only one thing is free, and only one thing can't be deducted. That is our untamed fighting spirit.